Good morning, everyone, or good evening, whenever time it is you watch this video. I thought I'd give you an update on some music that I've purchased for me to keep, and some music that I've purchased, some rare stuff, rare jazz rock fusion that you might be interested in. Okay, I just picked this up, Proto Cosmos, with Holdsworth, Pasqua, Wackerman, and Haslip. Couldn't get it on Amazon, you couldn't get it on Discogs. The only place it was available was on eBay. And I can vouch for it. This is some good stuff. Highly recommended. Now, I bought this import, Best Works by Allan Holdsworth, and it's got quite an interesting mishmash of stuff. A lot of Gordon Beck stuff, some Soft Machine, more Beck, more Holdsworth, and even stuff from Mark Varney project. But if you want to hear some stuff that you may have never heard by Holdsworth, more mellow, even Holdsworth singing, and Allan playing acoustic guitar, this Allan Holdsworth Best Works collection on the Jimco Records label, an import out of Japan, is worth a listen. I'm a completist when it comes to Allan, so I snapped this up. Now, a lot of you have probably seen my time and distance video on my channel. I went ahead and bought this because I think Steve had sent it to me as a CDR a long time ago, and I wanted the real thing. Now, speaking of CDRs, I had a CDR of the fusion band out of Spain, Iceberg's Cosa Nostras. Sadly, even though I bought it in this Digipack format, as well as I bought it in this jewel case format, both of these have really terrible distortion in the synthesizer lines. What I actually had to do was go on YouTube, grab the LP audio signal, then I remastered that because it really wasn't very good. So now I have digital audio files of this release that sound even better than the CD release. Trust me on that. I will be putting these up for sale because I'm just not happy with the really poor remastering. Whoever did it really screwed up. Okay. Some of you may know I'm into Steve Hillage. So I was looking around through his discography on Discogs, and I grabbed the Glastonbury Experience, which I haven't opened yet, and Steve Hillage Live at Rock Palast, 1977. It is a CD and DV combo, so this will be fun. I also bought, I think, Steve Hillage Live at Madison Square Garden, 1977. I believe that's it. It has some trippy kind of cover. It's on the way, so trust me on that. I grabbed some Steve Hillage this week. The guy's just an awesome riffer on his Strat. Now, I know a lot of you know I'm into ambient music and electronic music. In fact, over the past few weeks, I have uploaded hours and hours and hours, like 14 videos of ambient space music, some rare stuff that I've put on my channel. Show number 3 is on hold because I'm trying to work out getting images from a famous artist in Poland to go with the music. But that's something else. That doesn't have anything to do with what I bought. I grabbed this Interstellar Journey by David Lear, and it's one of those hemisync recordings that you put headphones on and it turns your brain to mush. I don't know what hemisync really does, but it's supposed to improve and synchronize brainwave activity. Yada, yada, yada. When I was uploading my shows, I also discovered that Jonathan Goldman, that used to be known as Jonathan Light, L-Y-G-H-T-E, I guess that was a new agey sound. He had some other stuff I was interested in with Laraji, so I picked it up. I've got one out in the car that I've been listening to called Celestial Echoes, but I forgot to bring that in, but that's another one. I also picked up Jonathan Goldman's Waves of Light. This is your pretty basic collection of different wavelengths that are very relaxing. Recommended. Now, if you're into more ambient music than you need, Robert Rich put out a Blu-ray disc combining, let's see, his Perpetual release and his Somnium release. Look at the length of music here. 8 hours and 7 hours. Yeah, when you put this Blu-ray disc in, you've got 15 solid hours of ambient music. Some of you might say, why? And I lucked up and I got a copy of Robert Rich signed. But if you want background wallpaper, non-disturbing ambient music with a little glitchiness, I highly recommend Robert Rich Perpetual, a Somnium Continuum. 15 hours. You put it in your Blu-ray player and kick back, and there you have it. So that's stuff I bought, stuff that I didn't even picture that I've bought. And now I want to talk about some stuff I have for sale. This is Blues for Tony. Highly collectible, hard to find, with Holdsworth, Pasqua, Haslip, and WACKERMAN doing their thing live. This is a 2 CD collection that came out on the Moon June label eons ago. 2007. I think this came out 2009. Anyway, I've got that brand new sealed copy. And then I found the weirdest thing. I found a CD ex-library version of this, which I grabbed up. And I'm selling it as well for cheaper because, you know, it's just kind of offbeat. Disc 1 is not in here because I'm playing it right now. But you get your CD and it's labeled with these anti-theft magnetic strips and says Boston Public Library. And the condition of both CDs is near mint. Anybody looking to collect this, I'm selling this for cheaper than what it usually goes for. Now, speaking of Holdsworth, I've got some Chad WACKERMAN stuff that is really rare. Both of these copies are brand new, sealed. I really recommend, if you have not ever heard this, that you do, because Holdsworth plays in styles and voicings. In all the decades I've ever listened to him, I've never heard him sound like this. And of course, WACKERMAN is excellent on the drums. And I'm selling this that I picked up recently, Allan Holdsworth IOU Live. Now, some of you may know that Paul Williams, the vocalist, released this without Allan's permission. And no matter what Allan could do to stop the thing from being distributed, you know, he just can't afford to sue everybody, so he just let it go. But this is a nice snapshot of IOU Live. And this CD's in great condition. And for you collectors of Holdsworth music, I recommend it. Now back to Chad WACKERMAN. I've got his Scream with James Mueller on guitar. Great stuff. Here is 40 Reasons and The View, a limited double album release. And you can hear Holdsworth on here going wild. I recommend this one as well. Now, I've got several of Chad WACKERMAN's Legs 11. This is just an under-the-radar excellent release. James Mueller out of Australia on guitar does an amazing job here. And, of course, Craig does a great job, too. So, check it out. I've got plenty to go around. All right. I mentioned earlier that I bought a Steve Topping Late Flower. Well, I have Time and Distance for sale. Again, this is a hard to find release, and I highly recommend it. Killer guitar work on here. Kind of touching on Holdsworth with McLaughlin going of Mahavishnu Orchestra, just in Topping's own style. Just amazing. Holdsworth thought this was really refreshing to hear because of how unique and a breath of fresh air style-wise that he'd come across. Now, a lot of you know I'm a Bill Connors fan. I have a lot of Bill Connors with Return to Forever live music on my channel, which is very popular. So, of course, I've got Bill Connors music for sale. These are his 1980s era Return to Electric Guitar releases. This is Assembler. Got one of that. Bill Connors Step It. This is a different label that this came out on. I highly recommend it. And then the Step It that you see more often is this version here on the Evidence label. This one is on the Core Pathfinder label. So, I got plenty of Bill Connors to go around. Now, a group a lot of people have no clue about, and they really need to, is John Erickson on guitar with a group called WHOOPGNASH. Now imagine early period Scott McGill rolled together with IOU period Holdsworth, and then crank it up like it's on steroids, and you've got WHOOPGNASH. This band is long gone, and there's a very limited number of these CDs released. But if you're into great jazz rock fusion guitar, and you can listen to them on my channel, I've got a couple videos for you to get a sampling. This is just great, great stuff. I've got their first album new. 1, 2, 3 used ones. Then their second album, which is also hard to find, Full Scrape. I recommend it as well. Same guitar, over the top playing. John Erickson, just amazing. Got a new copy, another new copy. I've got a light new copy, and I've got a very good copy. And these are all priced according to condition and their rareness. Now, the CD that you never see is WHOOPGNASH's third CD, Lack of Education. This is rarer than hen's teeth. This is about as rare as a Democrat telling the truth. Sorry. But I have been looking for this for years. Finally found it late last year, and I've got it for sale. And just wanted you guys to be tipped off. Now, another oddball group that released really killer, I would say, technical math, progressive rock / fusion is this group, QUAZI, and the album is called Cookies of Discontent. If you like stop and go on a dime, really heavy prog metal fusion-y guitar, then these guys are your cup of tea. And again, they're really rare and hard to find. Speaking of rare, remember Isotope and Gary Boyle? Well, this is a killer release too, Electric Glide. And I've got it in 2 variations, 2 different label releases. And of course, I'll put links to all of this stuff here in the video, so you can find them should you care to buy them. Now here's another rarity which I highly recommend. Again, hard to find. You've got 2 CDs in here of Steve Morse jamming, and a booklet. Oops. We've got another CD in here, and we've got the DVD of live concerts. So this is in high demand. You see this thing for, I don't know, $125, $150 on eBay. I'm selling it for a lot less than that. Okay, for stuff you're not going to find anywhere, I have remastered and am selling these CDs that represent live music. Now, when I say I'm selling these, I'm not selling the music, I'm not selling the performance. I'm selling my remastering services and my graphic art services on these collections of music. And if you're a savvy internet person, you can find all of these concerts online, but they're not going to sound like my version. Trust me on that. And I'll give you the links to where you can get these guys. Live Holdsworth, Live Return to Forever with Bill Connors, more Live Return to Forever with Bill Connors, the very first available earliest concert by the Mahavishnu Orchestra, remastered by me, and of course the Mahavishnu Orchestra live as well. Now I've got a couple other the releases, like Sean Lane's last recording, last concert. I remastered that, and I've got a Garson and Helmerich, Garson and Helmerich live recording. Again, you're not buying the show, you're not buying the gig, you're not buying the music, you're buying my remastering service, my graphic artist service, and the fact that I make it nice and simple and easy. It's on a CDR. You have a hard copy of stuff. There's just no hard copies available out there. Alright, and I will put a link to all of that goodness. I hope in this bevy of music you find something that you didn't know about and you decide, man, that's worth getting. Super duper. And this stuff. And of course, you want to zone out for 15 hours, buy this. Alright, I've said just about all I want to say about that. And again, the links will be in the video description. And just to give you some background, I have been promoting, reviewing, streaming radio shows for over 20 years, supporting all these cats. And now I'm trying to promote them, selling their music. So, have at it. I hope you find something you didn't know about. Ciao.